everyone, welcome to our Mommy and
Me
cooking series. We are going to do a sweet soy garlic chicken thighs. I'm trying to get it all together. Szechuan Green Beans with a sweet potato and banana puree. All right, so let's get cooking.
All right.
So our sweet potato banana puree, we have rinsed off our sweet potatoes already. We have 3 of them. And I want to do this inside of our Roku so I can make it nice and smooth, or what people call a food processor as well. I'm adding it in bananas because sometimes I know you are not a fan of bananas at all, but I'm just incorporating this because you want to be able to utilize something that someone may throw away. I add it in and make something wonderful out of something that is what someone else would want to throw away. So I'm going to pair the 2 together, all right? But although I know you don't like bananas, I want you to just try something different. I want to be able to add this into it so you can try something different, okay? All right, so these are already washed, so we're gonna put that into the oven at what temperature?
375.
For how long?
About 45 minutes.
Right, okay. So then because we are doing things ahead of time, so we already have some already done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll get that process going.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. Got these right here. So I'll take this out. These are good. You want to have them out so like when you put a knife or a fork in, it comes out nice and smooth. And yes, some excess stuff will come out. Good.
That's called juices. Excess stuff. Juices. The knife goes in smoothly. It doesn't. It's no stiff. It's not stiff. You know how it's just cooked all the way through.
Yep.
Pretty much. All right, so while she's doing that, she's gonna put some gloves on and she's gonna actually crack that open and put the sweet potatoes inside the food processor so that we can get things going. I'm gonna move on over to my side to the chicken, which is our garlic, honey, soy. So I have already brined my chicken, and what a brine is, it is a salt and sugar solution. So I take salt and sugar and I heat it up on a pot. You can add whatever you want into it. You can add in some bay leaves. You can add in rosemary, thyme, some garlic. That once you actually put in brown sugar and some crushed red peppers, it actually changes the color of the brine. But I brine my chicken in order to be able to get a nice full body flavor into the meat. I know that you can marinate chicken for 2 or 3 hours, but I actually like to brine it, and I brine mine overnight so that the flavor of the chicken and the meat can actually be a little bit more robust. So I'm taking it out of the brine. And once again, you can play around, find whatever brine works best for you. And it kind of just helps out so you can have your own signature flavor to your chicken. Or you can use multiple ones. So it all just depends on what you want to go along with. I do not constantly reuse my brines. I do make a large batch of brine liquid and then put the chicken into the brine to marinate overnight, but I don't reuse my brine, so this is going to go into the trash. Now, just tip when it comes to doing the brine, if you don't make brine ahead of time, when you do make your brine, let it cool down. Please don't pour the brine hot over raw chicken. It just won't turn out well. So you need to make sure that you are brining your chicken with cooled liquid. I'm going to season my chicken with this sweet ginger garlic spice. It's a little bit of it. The oil. As you can see, I took my glove off before I started touching this bottle. I have 1 glove on still, 1 glove off. You really want to reduce the risk of cross-contamination, especially on your containers. So I just took 1 glove on and the other one on. I don't want to put too much spice onto it because I don't want it to burn. This actually has sesame seeds inside of it. All right, so the pan is getting hot. I am also going to add a little bit of paprika to it. So while the pan is getting hot, I'm going to switch right back on over to Sous Chef Rai.
All right, so right now I just put the sweet potatoes into the Roku. And so now we're going to add all of our ingredients. Right here I have vanilla extract, cinnamon, heavy cream, softened pieces of butter, not melted, and 2 bananas. So right now we're going to take half a stick of butter And we're going to cut that in half, and then we're just going to put it in the Robocoo. Right?
I'm gonna actually grab something to scrape that down.
Okay. So I'm just going to take this, cut it in half, right here, and
Yep.
I'm going to put it in.
I'm gonna move this around and actually maneuver it a little bit better on our side.
Okay. Okay. So after that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of heavy cream.
Let's add, you can measure it out, but we're gonna add it last.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna get these 2 items in first and the banana, and then we can go ahead and get that process going.
Okay. So then a tablespoon of cinnamon.
So what do you do? Wait 1 second. How many teaspoons equal a tablespoon?
3 teaspoons equal a tablespoon.
There you go. Let's get it cracking.
Look at my teaspoons. We're going to do 3 teaspoons of cinnamon.
And how do you properly? There you go. So what she's doing is she's actually measuring it off evenly so that she doesn't have excess, and she's measuring it properly. So let's start with, let's do 1 teaspoon for right now. Yeah.
Okay.
1 teaspoon, because that was 1 tablespoon, so 1 teaspoon. And then we'll continue to keep it open, keep it open, keep it open. So that when we're ready to knock this thing in, once we taste it, if we need more, we can add more.
Okay, so now I can actually use 1 tablespoon of vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to pour that.
And that's pure vanilla extract. I don't like to use imitation, but you definitely can. But that's pure vanilla extract for that. 1 banana.
Yes.
Starting off with 1. I know that you don't like bananas, so I'm starting off with 1. But in case you want, yes, exactly, I will add in 2. Yeah. Right. Ready to go?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and get started.
All right, are we pulsing or?
No, we're not pulsing the puree.
Low?
Low.
It's not plugged in.
Oh. That may help.
Okay.
Try this again.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a knife.
No, ma'am.
No,
Tasting spoon. 2 tasting spoons, please. Let's taste it. Okay, so definitely forgot the brown sugar. All right, if you can go ahead and grab that, I'll take that spoon from you.
Thank you.
Brown sugar. So you add 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We're going to add some more salt.
Okay.
Just salt. I'll go ahead and add that while we're here. We're waiting for you.
Hey ladies, so you say to how tasting your food, like I notice how you guys are continuously tasting as you go. What would you suggest to people that they taste their food as they go?
Yes, so I like to build on flavor. Sometimes you're not always going to have a recipe for everything that you do. Sometimes you're just going to look in your refrigerator and say, hey, I want to make this, and start to create something as you go. But you want to taste your food as you go so that you can build on the flavor. And once again, you wouldn't want to plate up your whole dish and not have tasted everything that you put on the plate. So definitely taste as you go. So,
Now, is that granulated brown sugar or is that a special
This
type of
is
brown sugar?
light brown sugar. So light brown sugar is a lot softer than regular brown sugar. Cane brown sugar.
okay.
So
Right.
I have 1/4 and I leveled it off. So I'm just going to add that in. 1/4 cup.
And then we're going back to okay.
Alright. That was about 1/2 or 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Was that 1/2 or 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon?
Oh, 1/4 teaspoon.
Okay.
Much better. That 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. Yep. Yes.
Delicious,
Much better.
even
All
better.
right. You can put the top on it.
Okay.
Let's go. All right, so we are going to start on our chicken. Our sweet potato banana puree is already done. And now we're going to start doing the chicken and searing off the chicken thighs. So I have this pan here. And once again, remember that once you put your chicken into the actual pan, you want to put it away from you. You don't want to put it in so that the oil splashes too much. All right. There you go. Flip over, face down. There we go. So the items that I put inside of the liquid that I'm going to use for the Szechuan green beans are the white vinegar, we have sesame oil, we have soy sauce, sweet chili sauce. Now, Szechuan green beans normally have like a little bit of a spicier chili, but because I'm making this for my family and for my young adults, I'd rather not put it. They don't like all the spicy stuff. But if you want to intensify the heat, please definitely do use a spicier chili sauce. Fresh garlic, important. I have fresh ginger, cornstarch, put that into it, and this is the finished result. Robust in flavor. So I put all these items together and I made sure and I mixed it up so that the cornstarch is actually mixed in thoroughly for it. So when we actually start to make the Szechuan green beans, then once I actually get it cooking, we're going to use this as a finishing touch. All right, so let's go ahead and check and see how that is. Okay. What you're looking for is a nice brown color. Okay. So you want to have it nice and seared. Yes. You don't want it burnt, but you want to make sure you get a nice sear to it. Alright, and you want to let it continue to cook. Okay? Okay. So we're going to turn the temperature down just a little bit more, so it can cook all the way through. Okay? And I already have my pan on high heat. Let me get a little bit more heat to it. I'm going to put my oil in. About 2 tablespoons worth of oil. You can use peanut oil, but so many people have allergies. It depends on what you're cooking for. Some people definitely do cook this with peanut oil. Let they get nice and hot.
Well, what can you substitute it with?
Oh, I use the blended oil. I use the blended oil. So what I'm going to use is French green beans. Although this is a 2-pound bag, I'm probably going to use about 1.5 pounds of green beans for this size pan. Okay. So what's going to happen is that we're going to saute up the green beans first and get it nice and hot. What you want is you almost want a little bit of a blistering color on the green beans before you add in the actual liquid and flavoring base, okay? So you still have your chickens cooking pretty well with the flame, check on your heat. And I think we're ready to go. Okay. You can hear automatically talk to you. And it seems as if they missed one, so as I see it, I'm going to snip it off and keep it moving. So the reason why I chose to do the sweet potato and banana puree with the Szechuan green beans is because I like to have sweet and spicy, and you don't always want to cook all your Asian dishes with rice. So I like to have sweet potato, and I'm going to marinate it with something a little bit spicy. I wanted to teach the family how to cook something a little bit different than the regular green beans with meat inside of it. You can do things that enhance their knowledge of flavorings. So we have the sesame oil and the garlic and the fresh ginger inside the Szechuan green beans, and then we also have the sweet soy chicken, so that it kind of gives them an alternative to just the normal chicken flavor that you have. So now, although you are a vegetarian, how is it cooking chicken? How is it still cooking and trying out different things? Of course, I'm not going to ask you to eat that, but how is it in the kitchen cooking? Because you never know who else you have to cook for.
Well, I'm fine with cooking chicken. It's no problem. It's meat, but it's no problem for me. I'm glad with my veggies, but I just want to learn how to cook for everyone else because I know that not everyone is a vegetarian. So it's good to know just the basics of all what you need to do.
Okay. Because soon you will be going to college, and you cannot be racking up a bill trying to cook food all the time. I'm sorry, trying to eat out. You have to be able to cook your own food sometimes. Now, some recipes for Szechuan green beans will ask you to actually fry your green beans in the oil and then take them out and then make your sauce and build on your sauce. I prefer not to have that much oil. I'd rather just have the oil and saute it and then add the sauce into it and let it seep into the green beans. So that's the reason why I cook mine this way compared to how sometimes you see recipes for you actually deep frying the green beans in. While these are going and you have your chicken going, that is called the sweet soya glazed chicken. So it's not finished. We had it in the brine. We used the sesame ginger seasoning and then we seared it off. But I also made a sweet soya dressing to go on top of it. So once it's almost there, you're going to have to glaze it with that soya sauce, okay? So I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to walk over here and show you. We have 1/4 cup of honey. We have 1/4 cup of soy sauce. We also have 1 juiced lime, and then we have 2 tablespoons of garlic. So this is what you're going to glaze over top of it. Once it's almost done, we're going to glaze over top of it to get that flavor inside of the chicken. Okay? Come back over here.
Okay, ready for you?
So how you can tell? So what we can do is if you flip it over, right, and you're going to use the tip of your tongue. Let's go ahead and pierce in. Probably like another minute and a half to go. Right. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. See, it has a little bit of a glycerin onto it. Okay.
It also turned a darker green because of the oil, right?
Because of the oil, it's the cooking process of it. As it cooks, it turns a little bit darker green. How you doing? Good?
I think for
A minute or so.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, another minute.
You're good to go. Yep. So now that you have like a minute to go, now you want to go ahead and start to glaze it.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm gonna put this right here.
You might want to bring that over. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. And I'm just gonna brush it on top of the chicken?
Yep.
Okay.
You don't have to do that whole drippage. Just get it in there. Yeah. Get that thing up in there. So that flavor get up. Because you want that drip to get into the pan, get that sauce going.
All right, this is looking good.
I want the green beans to be tender.
Okay, these are all done.
Oh, that's not done. That's the first layer. So you're gonna let that cook a little bit longer, and we're gonna put another layer right on top of it. But for right now, that's the first layer. Let it cook for another minute. We'll put a top on it because then we're gonna have to make sure we can put everything together.
Okay.
Chicken will be done. This will be done. We can put that into a pan and get a little bit hot, and then plate it up. Okay. So if you can find a top that fits there. Yeah.
All right, at this point we can turn the pan off so it doesn't overcook and burn.
There you go.
So why did you put the cover over it?
It helps to cook it, so you won't have to, if you keep the pan on, you may overcook it with the top on. So when you leave the top on, it can still cook with the heat off.
So it's called carryover cooking time. So I also don't want to have cooked chicken and then leave the top off and it gets cold all over again. So all we want is finishing it, but it's also keeping that moisture cycling in the pan. All right, so we have a nice blister on the green beans. Now, because we added the cornstarch already to it, I'm actually going to stir it up so it won't be only at the bottom. So kind of get that nice mixture to it, and then we're going to add it all in. And as you can see, it immediately thickens up because of the cornstarch. I want to get all of it tossed in there. You can smell that ginger. And there you go. It does have sugar in it, so I don't want to let it sit too long because I don't want that to burn.
Okay.
And there we go. We have our chicken ready to go. And how's your chicken looking?
It is looking beautiful.
All right, and then we have the Szechuan Green Beans already finished. The last piece is the sweet potato puree. We have made this ahead of time, so we want to make sure that we're serving hot food to people. We don't want to serve anything that's going to be lukewarm or cold. So I'm going to now take this and pour this into my pan, heat it up. Now I don't want to have it on, I didn't want to turn my pan on at first, just so that I can kind of build up the heat rather than have it into a hot scorching pan and then have it scald. And so I'm going to now turn on my heat. All right, if you can grab that spatula, I'm just going to have you continue to maneuver this puppy, and we are all set to get plated.
Looking good,
Yeah. Right, because it was already warm, so just want to make sure to get it nice and hot. Yes, some seams to it. Any questions that you have?
No, actually, no, not really. I think I understand this. Yes.
So you're gonna have some of that chicken, Sarai? Keep saying it looks so good.
The chicken does look good, but no, I'm not going to eat any.
As she is vegetarian, so we will make a nice healthy salad for her to have on the side with her meal.
I might have to venture back to the dark side.
So when I'm doing this, all this heat and the food talking on the side, it's not burning it, right?
What do you mean by food talking on the side?
Well, I hear all this sizzling. It's like,
No, it's not burning. No, it's just getting it hot. That's
okay. Want to make sure I'm doing my job right.
Alright, so I glazed that nicely. Alright, so I can definitely see the steam coming into it. I'm gonna jump in and grab your spatula for you. So now I'm just gonna come against the edges. Use that spatula to come around the edges to clear it off so that it won't burn.
Okay.
So I just wanna make sure that my food is. And you can see the steam is nice and hot. Time to get plated.
That looks good. Adding in the green beans.
How do you pronounce it? How do you say?
The Szechuan.
Szechuan.
Adding on the Szechuan green beans.
Yes, I was messing it up myself a little bit earlier. And when I cook and I feed my family, I actually like to add more vegetables to the pan or to my plate rather than as much starch. So now I am lacing it. There you go. That drizzle. All right, so let's add a little bit more love back to the plate. And there you go.
Wait. Let me add a little bit of life to this plate.
What's that you adding to it?
Some sesame seeds. This looks good, delicious.
All right.
I swear. I'll let you know if Sarai jumps back to the dark side.
Yeah, she may end up coming back to being a carnivore. So here you go. We have our sweet potato banana puree, Szechuan green beans, and our sweet soya garlic chicken. Enjoy. Let us know what you think. Leave a message for us, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe.